saw a video from a girl who experienced burnout, and it really did something with me because I just recognized her place. She was saying like, I cannot do anything anymore. I cannot do things I need to do, things that are fun. I don't see anyone anymore. So I left a reply here, and it's read by a lot of people, and there are a lot of positive messages, also some negative that I weigh way too much in my head. That I wanted to kind of make a video response about this because I've been wanting to make a video about burnout for some time now, but I'm too tired to make one. I want to do too much, but maybe a simple ramble like this can help. Also, my arm kind of hurts, so I'm now gonna change the video position to this. I have tried to put my camera on something, but it just doesn't work. So enjoy my view from up here. I'm so sorry. Okay. So what really stood out to me is how she said, I don't see anyone, I don't have friends, I cannot do fun things anymore. And why I recognize that so much is in my worst period of burnout, I was kind of homestruck. I had headaches all of the time. Like it was just too much for my brain to process simple things. And I read so much about recovering, and all you read about is rest, you know. So one day I was like, okay, I need more self-discipline, and what I'm gonna do, like the friends I really love live like some more time away with a train or something, and I was like, I'm just gonna only call them. I'm not gonna see them anymore for a little bit of time, because it's just too much to visit them. When I visit them, I have to rest for 3 days, and it's just too much, and I need to discipline myself right now. I need to take a rest so I can do more in the future. I really want to fix this. And I just see this as one of my biggest mistakes in my life. It's a bit dramatic, but I am kind of dramatic. Because what I found out in that period is that loneliness and most importantly, cutting away positive energy is very bad for you. And I can imagine that for autistic people, social energy, social appointments can cost a lot of energy. So maybe it's good to cut social appointments. For me, it gives me a lot of energy to be with people that really, really see me and really get me. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Okay, this video is boycotted. I'm starting a petition. My memory card was full. One thing to keep in mind regarding social appointments, it's very important to make differences between the kind of social appointments, because you can be social with people, but if they don't see you, if they don't really empathize with you, it will cost you a lot of energy, especially when you are in a burnout, especially when you are like, oh my god, I literally cannot, I have to do everything to get through the day, and people are like, oh, why can't you do this? But it's easy, right? No, it takes 2000% of your energy away. There's also a different kind of social connection, and that is with the people that really see you, that really understand you, that you need just one word and they know what you mean. And I know that we are in a loneliness epidemic. I know that there are some people that just don't have those people, and really I feel for you. It fucking sucks. Maybe find friends in the comments, find friends online. I don't know, like making friends in burnout is just so difficult. But what I try to say is, don't cut out just all of your social appointments. Don't just put them all in one pile and say, okay, I'm not gonna do those social appointments anymore. because I do think that there's a big difference between being social with someone that you really have to work to show yourself, and someone that you can just be yourself with, and someone that can also like empathize with you and just also help you by saying like, oh my god, what you are going through is really hard for you, and can I help you with something? And just seeking some, I cannot find the word, but that can really help you. And that's what I noticed. Like, I had been kind of isolated from my friends, thinking like it cost me a lot of energy to go there, but not seeing how much energy it gave me when I was there, and when they were like kind to me, when I made nice memories, even on the days that I couldn't do a lot of things. It was still very nice to not be alone, because I do think that loneliness in burnout is an extra stress factor that, you know, like locking yourself in your house, to me, is not rest. Like, if you say like, okay, I lock myself in my house and I do something I really like some people really like, what is it called, like the animal game, the farm animal game, I don't know, I don't play it. Like, some people are like 3 hours of that animal game and I am set, it's really nice. And I'm like, yes, if that works for you, if that gives you positive energy, that's so very nice. For me that doesn't work. I don't know, like, because of the processing in my brain, looking at a screen, looking at a screen for so long, it just doesn't work, unfortunately, because I think it can be really nice. So that was my point about social connections. My other point, don't ever cut all of the positive things out of your life because you think you need rest. No, that's not good. It's also in line with what I said about locking yourself in your home is not rest if you're not doing something that relaxes you. Like just locking yourself in your home, lying down, and probably feeling miserable because you cannot do anything, right? You're suffering from burnout. It fucking sucks. I had so much self-pity when I was in burnout, and rightfully so. Like, my life kind of sucked, you know? But if you are all alone in your room, isolating yourself because you are resting and feeling very sorry for yourself, you can imagine that that does not relax you. So my other point is to really find what helps for you. I saw someone in the comments that said, when I'm with my horse or with a horse, I don't know if it was their horse, I feel that positive energy you're talking about. And then I'm like, yes, well then that is something to invest in. And I don't know this person, but I can imagine that going to a horse, maybe you need to take a bus, you need to go there, you know? Like that takes energy. So that might not be very nice if you're in burnout. And some days maybe you won't be able to, and that sucks. But the energy that you have, don't let it go to proving to people that you are functioning. Don't go to appointments, to Zoom calls, to, I don't know. First, invest in that thing that gives you positive energy. Because yes, it will take a lot of physical energy to go to that horse, you know. But then when you are at that horse, like, stop at the highest point. Because if you stay there for like 4 hours, it could be that's like, oh my god, I gave all my energy to this and now I have nothing anymore. Like, stop at like when you have given like 60% of your energy, I guess, and then you have the remaining 40 to do some functioning as a human being or something. This is why when I had isolated myself, there was one evening that I broke down. I was like, I miss everyone. My life sucks. Why am I doing this? And I was trying so hard to rest and to not overplan myself. But I was nowhere. So really spontaneously, I called up a friend, and it was so nice to hear his voice. And I was like, can I please just come to you? And I had a sleepover. I drove the train and I had a sleepover. And in my mind, that would be like, oh my God, that costs so much physical energy. But when I got home, yes, I was tired again. I had to rest for a couple of days. But something in me had hope again, had positive feelings again, had the knowledge of, oh, I have such a good friend who supports me. I am loved. And that feeling, that's a different energy than your physical energy. It's like, you can call it emotional energy, spiritual, like just your being energy. So don't isolate yourself from that energy. And I know it costs another bit of energy, like it costs physical energy, processing energy, but it does connect you to who you are. And I think that in burnout, you've gone over your boundaries so much to prove yourself to others, to live a life not in line with who you are. And I think the first step is to connect to that person, to who you are. My arm gets a bit tired from holding up, so yeah. Look at this bird. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing very well. And that's also kind of why I am making this video, because there were some people with comments that were like, because I was like, hey, maybe if you like walks in the forest, go to the forest, even if it costs energy. Go to the forest, don't go too much of your boundaries, but take a rest after that, and then repeat that. Like maybe like the first day you might walk for like 15 minutes, you're like, I am dead. Then you go home and you rest for half an hour. Then the second time you'll be able to go, maybe you walk for half an hour, and then a little period of time you walk half an hour, and then you build it up. And then someone in the comments said like, burnout is not something you can fix with a lovely walk in the forest. And honestly, that kind of stinks also, but stings in my heart, because I know where it comes from. It comes from a place of sadness, of not being understood, because I also felt not understood a lot of the time. And I'm not trying to say like, why are you tired? Just take a walk in the woods. That's not what I am saying. What I am saying is, if you train yourself to build some energy to go do the positive things, then the positive things will give back. And then you will, if you first can do this of the positive thing, it will grow. And that's the message I want to spread. I am still dealing with a lot of things. I am still sad about my brain having very much difficulty to process things, not being able to sit behind the screen for long. Other things, but I don't want to talk about them right now. And that's okay, I don't have to prove myself, you know. Ow, I want to sit differently with ow. My feet is sleeping. I also know that I should not give so much of my energy, my very few little energy, how do you call that? My small energy, I don't know, to explaining myself about comments on the internet. But that's not the goal of this video. I do know that a lot of people really were like, this makes sense. And I am building something with my videos, with a book I'm writing, with my songs. I would really love to be a voice for sensitive people. And yeah, I think that is very important in this society. Because I do also think like working on yourself is very important. Like I said, I think that my life has become so much better now that I invest in positive things again. now that I don't isolate myself from positive energy. But I still feel unbalanced. So, like, I don't think I ever felt balanced for years. So you can imagine that it's kind of tiring. But I do know that my life is much better than it was 2 years ago. So I keep fighting, I keep growing. And I do also want to say with this message that it is possible, and no, like, walking in the forest one time won't fix it. But doing positive things regularly and minding your boundaries while doing them will, I think. And if that doesn't work for you, please don't follow this advice. If you are like, no, this will never work for me, you know yourself better than I do. So I am not speaking the truth. I just really am speaking to people that, like me, were like in their room, like, I'm isolating myself from everything and I'm still not better, and just showing another perspective. Hopefully a perspective of understanding, but also of, no, sweetie, this does not work. You are too hard on yourself, and I understand that you are cutting down on things, but you are cutting down on the wrong things. I know that it's difficult to say to a job or a education, like, hey, I'm gonna go to my horse and not to school. A lot of people will not understand that because they haven't been through it. And when they are through it, they will be like, now I understand. Or they will be like, oh my God, now I understand. That they don't understand it doesn't mean that you are feeling that way. I also think that was my point I want to make. In this society, it's very hard to be a sensitive person. If you're high sensitive, autistic, have ADHD, something else that I am not saying, but you want to put in this line of things. Like, work weeks are based on how much hours you work. Even though, like, with an ADHD brain, you are kind of working all the time, but also like in hyper focuses, short hyper focuses, and then you're just out. Work weeks don't work like that. I highly recommend you, though, to find places that do work like that, because I now work at a place that really, how do you call it, respects me as a person, really loves my creativity, and gives me the space to make videos how I want. So there are places like that. I reached out to them, so maybe this success story can maybe motivate you. Like, it is possible, but it's just very fucking hard. I also think, like, now we're gonna get philosophical. I think that where we are going with the whole situation in the world, with AI, with how hard it is, even for people that are not sensitive, to function at a job. I just don't think that the way we are living is very sustainable for people. And maybe some people can keep doing it, but it doesn't mean that it's good for them. Like, a lot of people can keep carrying the loads without burning out, but they are unhappy, you know? And we, the sensitive ones, are like, shit, I cannot do this anymore. I physically cannot. I am dizzy. I am, fainting. I cannot. And it sucks to always be the vulnerable one. But we, the vulnerable ones, are also the ones that will make the world better. I really believe that. We're the ones that are building alternatives. We're the ones that are the first ones that are like, we cannot do this anymore. We have once built the machines to make life easier, and now we have built this whole system that doesn't make life easier. Why can't we live a life that is in one line with our values, with what we like? And of course, it doesn't mean like, I don't want to work anymore. No, it's like, we need food, we need water, we need some things to live, you know. And we have a lot of good machines that take care of that. If everyone does what they want and not with the eye of making the most money, because what the hell even is money? Okay, this is now a philosophical discussion. If everyone does what they love, I really believe that we have such a beautiful society. Like, one person likes to make clothes, so they make clothes for the society. One people likes to make videos, like me, so I inspire the society. Some people like to make bread. Some people like to... Well, are there people that like to clean? I believe that there are some people that are like, just give me something to do with my hands. I get out of my mind. Like, respect those cleaning people. I don't know how to call it in English. I've been a cleaner. Like, yeah. I am very rambling away in a way, so maybe I should stop. My whole point is that I think being sensitive is something really powerful, and that it can pain you because you feel so vulnerable. But we will make the whole society, the whole world, like a much nicer place to live in again. We're the people that make art. We're the people that help other people because we've been through it, so we understand, I'm sorry if this whole ramble just really made your mind really full. I thought I'm gonna sit in, I'm not in the forest, in a park with the water running. I also wanted to make a really slow video for people that really need rest, but I'm not a slow person. I talk a lot, as you see. I just would love to remind you that it's gonna be better, and you don't have to change yourself to standards of others. You just have to find who you are again and live by that standards, because they feel good for your body. You don't have to prove yourself. You just really need to be kind to yourself and allow yourself positive things. And I'm really gonna end this video, otherwise we'll be sitting here for hours. By the way, for the people who might be curious, this guy, I hear him in the background the whole time, is still doing his thing. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing an amazing job.